Good evening from Jerusalem. Once again, Daniel Stern from the Netivyah Bible Instruction Ministry. It is 9:45 p.m. and I have a few updates and a few thoughts. I'm sad to say that the number of wounded has gone up to 1,500. The dead is officially over 200. Earlier we had quite a bit of heavy salvos of missiles to the Tel Aviv cosmopolitan area, and we've had a few of them so far. Hopefully it will die down, but it is unlikely. I expect more. We will see. A few points of interest. There have been two events in the north. One is Hezbollah militants came near the border where the IDF responded with warning shots and they withdrew. The second one, Hezbollah militants once again came near the border, and this time threw Molotov cocktails over the border. The IDF responded once again and they withdrew. Additionally, reports from Lebanon is that IAF, Israel Air Force, planes have been seen flying over South Lebanon. And last but not least, we're all expecting northern intervention. We're expecting the Hezbollah to participate at some point. Iran and the Hezbollah are viewing this day with great interest. As I mentioned earlier, a very well-known and respected Israeli analyst has already said that the Hezbollah has raised their alert, which makes sense, but also that the UNIFIL soldiers have hunkered down in their bunkers. So we'll see. Obviously, there's what's known as ammunition strategy, which is thinking about your ammunition. So in that regard, the more we use Iron Dome's ammunition against threats from Gaza, the less we have for threats from Hezbollah. So something to consider. While speaking about ammunition strategy, it's worth noting that that in the previous round of fighting a year ago between Gaza and Israel, it is said that the Gaza forces started with 12,000 rockets and ended the event with 6,000 rockets, because they too have to plan their ammunition strategy. And it is unique and different that they have used as much as they have in the opening day. We'll see what that means in the long run. More than that, of course, we will see this tragic event may give Israel some world legitimacy, which I wish that our leaders didn't look for, but unfortunately they still do, in order to do something to change the equilibrium that currently exists between Gaza and Israel, which is they start dropping a few rockets towards the sea, a few rockets towards open spaces, and then do that for a few months, maybe fire off some balloons with napalm balloons, and then as time goes by that increases, and then on some day or another they decide that it's time to have a round of warfare where they send missiles towards farther and farther destinations depending on what their goals are, and we respond usually in a very not convincing way, such as bomb buildings which are empty after warning them that we will bomb them. But anyways, and this then after a while of us bombing Gaza, we all decide we're going to do a ceasefire and rinse and repeat. A few months of quiet, followed by what they call raindrops of missiles, which accelerate over time, and then we have another operation in Gaza. So that's been going on for the last 18 years. Hopefully, something will be different. Unfortunately, I'm not optimistic, but hopefully that the massive tragedy of this event will cause a significant change. It's worth noting that reports now say that obviously, how well coordinated this was. It was an attack by both land, sea, and air. Reports say that they've been planning this for over half a year, which, as I say, is not surprising considering the scope of the attack. But, continue to pray for the IDF, for the wounded, for those still missing, for the prisoners taken, which I'll repeat again, the numbers that I last heard were between 35 and 55 Israeli women, children, elderly, and soldiers have been taken prisoner to Gaza. Already, in addition, I heard an official report from the Nepal government that 17 Nepal foreign workers were taken prisoner to Gaza. I also heard that Thai and Filipino, who were probably caring for the elderly or doing agriculture, were kidnapped. Another indication of the severity of the situation is that right now there are still we're talking 16 hours after the event started, there are still active battle locations, including the police station in the city of Sderot, which has been taken over by Hamas militants, and the commander of the southern district of the police have decided that they're going to demolish the station. That the gun battle that's been going on there for hours is not yielding results, and they are going to demolish the station. That is, of course, extraordinary, which once again shows the severity of the situation. Anyways, I already heard from my sister that she is familiar with some of the murdered who were parents in the school that her eldest, who's now 19, that her eldest attended. So, I'm sure that more will come. There's already over 200 dead, and as mentioned, 1,500 wounded. I'm sure that almost everyone in Israel will be affected by knowing people that have been murdered by these militants from Gaza. God bless you all. From Jerusalem, Daniel Stern.